What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to try out the new Anastasia Beverly Hills foundation as well as the new Anastasia Beverly Hills setting powder. I feel like this last 2 weeks, every makeup brand in the world has gotten together and been like, yo, let's release a foundation all at the same time. The ones you guys have been asking about the most are the Anastasia one, which we're trying today. Urban Decay one is supposed to be on its way to me and I haven't received it yet. So when it gets here, I will definitely either do a dedicated video or use it in a video so you guys can see it. But for today, we are going to be working with the new Luminous one from ABH. If you can hear thunder and torrential rain in the background, I apologize if it's like super annoying on the audio. I don't know how much it's gonna pick up. There was just a huge thunderstorm that started in the middle of me filming and I just looked it up and they're gonna go on for the rest of the night. So I was gonna wait it out, but it seems like this is what we got to work with today. I'm gonna quiet it down a little bit. Maybe it's taking a break. Sometimes when I do a foundation video, I like to do like an eye look to go along with it because I feel like it makes the video a little bit more fun and interesting. But today I got my eyelashes done because I'm going to be driving from Oklahoma back to New Hampshire, which I just really can't fathom that I'm going to want to wear a lot of makeup during that. You know what I mean? So as to not ruin my new lash extensions the day that I get them, I'm going to avoid putting most makeup on my eyes. I just put a little concealer around my brows. But I'll show you guys how I did this lip. Maybe that'll be appealing. I don't know. I'm just doing my best. Mother Nature, I'm gonna need you to stop it, ma'am. So the plan is I'm gonna try the foundation. I'm also gonna try the powder on certain portions of my face, but I won't powder the entire thing. And I also won't use setting spray today because you know what? Foundations, when you test them, they have to earn their staying power. They can't just piggyback off my Urban Decay all-nighter spray. You know what I mean? Kidding me, Thunder? Are you kidding? 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 Please don't forget to leave a like on this video if you don't mind taking a quick moment to do that because it really helps me out and I would super appreciate it, especially because Mother Nature is fighting me today. Also, if you are somewhat new around here, you've stumbled upon my channel, you think it's a pretty good time, but you haven't committed just yet to hanging around forever and ever, then I would love to encourage you to hit that subscribe button because personally, I would love to have you stick around. And if you don't, then you know what? That's fine, but also you hurt me. Oh, cool. The storm just decided to stop when I'm done filming my intro. Great, thank you. All right, let's jump back in time, start with my bare face, just primed and ready to go, and try this new Luminous foundation from Anastasia Beverly Hills. So what I picked up was the foundation. This is the shade 220N. And I also picked up the new loose setting powder in the color Vanilla. I picked up Vanilla instead of translucent because I feel like I have 1,000 translucent powders and I don't think I have a vanilla powder. So, you know, let me brighten myself up a little bit. I prepped my face the way I do on a daily basis. I used the Milk Hydro Grip Primer, which I'm almost out of. Through the center of my face, I used the Milk Cosmetics Blur Stick, just for like the areas where I'm oily and have bigger pores. And before all that, I moisturized with the e.l.f. Jelly Pop Moisture Gel, which I've been using quite a lot lately. It is a very good under makeup moisturizer. It doesn't make you greasy or anything. It's nice. Now this foundation says it's a medium coverage foundation with luminous natural finish. It is gluten-free, alcohol-free, clinically tested, dermatologist tested, ophthalmologist tested, non-comedogenic, suitable for sensitive skin, long wearing, and no flashback. So let's put it on and find out. This is the packaging on the inside. It is a pump bottle on the top. It is 1 fluid ounce, which is pretty standard for a foundation. I put 2 pumps on the back of my hand and I'm gonna apply it with a sponge initially. And if we need to, I'll switch to a brush. But usually I'm a sponge lady, you know what I mean? Most of the time I prefer a sponge. Every now and then you'll see me using a brush. Let me tell you something. If you see me using a brush, it's because I'm too lazy to get up and wet my sponge. Took 1 more little pump. Let's do this side. I would say that the medium coverage is on the low end of medium. It's very natural looking. I'm curious if it will be buildable though. And I have a couple of like little problem areas going on right now. I have a couple of little pimples here. And you know what? I actually didn't have pimples. The only reason that they're there is because I try to squeeze blackheads like a freaking idiot. Taking another pump on the back of my hand, and let's see how it builds on the cheek area. Definitely getting some extra coverage after adding a second layer, but it's still looking pretty natural. I'm pretty pleased with that. As far as the color, I feel like it might be leaning a tiny bit yellow on me. Nothing that I can't make work by adding like concealer and bronzer and stuff. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I'm not going to be doing anything on my eyes today because I just had my lashes done a couple of hours ago, so I can't put like real makeup on them because I can't get them wet until tomorrow. So what I'm gonna do is just conceal like the top of my lids so that it gives me a little bit of a smooth base and I can do my brows. I'm gonna use my Too Faced Born This Way concealer in the color Nude. I'm just gonna put a couple dots up there. I added some brows, and now it's time to see if this foundation plays well with our usual cream products like my Huda Beauty Tantour, which by the way, I've been using non-stop since I reviewed it. And I'm also going to use the Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Sculpting Concealer because that's my day-to-day go-to concealer. That's what I'm wearing out here in these streets. I'm gonna apply a little bit of the Tantour on my BH number 4 brush just to my general cheek area. Those two seem to play nicely together. It blended really beautifully. As far as how it dried down, the finish is luminous like they said, but it's like, for me, it's like that sweet spot of luminousness, luminosity, if you will. Sometimes when a foundation is really, really dewy, I like the way it looks on other people, but for some reason, when it's on me, I feel like it highlights every bump and like plane of my face that I don't necessarily like to emphasize. I don't really feel like it look as polished. When it's just a little bit luminous like this is what I enjoy. I'm gonna go into my under eye area with the Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Sculpting Concealer. Okay, so far so good. I don't have any issues with how any of this is sitting. Everything looks like it's settling in just fine. I think it's time to try the powder. The first thing I noticed about the powder is it's huge. Hello, that's it next to my head. And I was like, oh, maybe the packaging is just enormous, but I just compared it to my beautiful, wonderful best friend in the world, the Hourglass Veil. And the Hourglass Veil is 0.34 ounces and this is 0.9. And I'm gonna apply it underneath my eyes with my sponge. Usually what I do with my powders is I put on a bunch as if I'm baking, but I don't really leave it on for all that long, like maybe a minute or so. It's really, really bright and white. Okay, let's hope this brushes away to much less extreme. Oh, thank God, okay. Okay, but the finish on that, that's beautiful. I'm gonna pat a little bit of it on the center of my forehead to set the foundation a little bit, because that is where A, I tend to get really oily, and B, I do this a lot when I'm talking and my foundation creases there because of that. Okay, to finish up the skin, I turned my pimples into moles with my Urban Decay Brow Blade in Brunette Betty. I added highlight. This is the Nabla highlighter in Crown, and I used the Wet n Wild Pac-Man blush quad to blush up my cheeks. And since we're just being so subtle on the rest of the face today to like preserve and protect my freshly baked lashes, I want to do a little bit of a fun lip combination. Nothing wild, nothing out there, but just something pretty, because why not? The products I'm going to be using on my lips today are the ColourPop Lippy Pencil in the color Bumble. In the center, I'm going to use the Kat Von D Studied Kiss lipstick in the color Ophelia, which is one of my favorite pale nudes. I'm going to go over the top of that with the Bite Beauty lip gloss in the color Rose Pearl. Okay, so this is my finished face for the day. Very simple. I feel like the foundation is sitting very nicely. I do feel like the medium coverage is on the lower end of medium. I definitely could still see all of my real freckles and moles through the foundation, which is not necessarily a bad thing because sometimes if you have a blemish on your face, the nicest way to cover that blemish is to do a light coverage on your whole face and then add more coverage with concealer. I'm just reporting the facts here, letting you guys know like how it sits and what you can expect. My God, it just started pouring outside. Where the hell did that come from? So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna zoom you guys in super close so that you can see how the foundation and powder are sitting on my face up close and personal. Once this rain passes, then I will find a spot with some natural light and show you guys on my point and shoot camera how this looks in natural lighting. I will wear it for the rest of the day, do a check-in with you guys right before we go to bed, and then we will talk about how I think it wore for the day, thus completing my first impression. So first and foremost, let's get uncomfortably close. I think it's sitting on my forehead pretty nicely so far. It doesn't seem to be settling into my forehead lines when I do this, which is nice because sometimes foundations settle in there quite quickly. I do still have lines there because I just have those, but it doesn't seem like the foundation is doing the most as far as emphasizing them, which some foundations do. One thing I did notice when I was looking at the claims is there is no SPF in this foundation. I do prefer a foundation with SPF. I prefer to have the SPF in there because I'd rather just be covered, you know what I mean? I don't want to have to think about an extra step for my SPF. So if my IT Cosmetics CC cream provides me SPF UVA and UVB 50+, then I'm happy with that, you know? It is currently 3:01 p.m. so that will be our starting point for this wear test. I don't have any sessions or classes set up at the gym. It's just gonna be some editing and some packing because I am leaving to go out of town and I have to do my nails because they're disgusting right now. My sister hurt my feelings and called these poopy nails, but that's not why I'm taking them off. I got hair dye all over them and they look disgusting. I'm gonna check in with you guys as soon as this rainstorm passes and show you what this looks like in natural lighting by a window, and then I will talk to you guys in a few hours, hopefully still looking fresh and popping. All right, it's 3:35, which means I have been wearing this for around a half hour. The rain has cleared slightly, enough for me to have some light by the window, so I'm gonna zoom you guys in super close so you can see how this is sitting on my skin in natural light so far. I definitely got some mascara smudges underneath my eyes today, but you know what? That's life. I do really like the way the powder is sitting on my under eye area. I feel like, I mean, obviously I have a little bit of creasing here because I just have under eye creases, but everything is sitting really nice and like light and natural looking, and I like that. These are some natural beauty marks I have. They're very light and they're still showing through. Overall though, I'm pleased with the way this is sitting for a more natural look. To be honest, this makeup better wear pretty well because I'm not even putting it through like a vigorous activity today. So hopefully it lasts well. I'll check in with you guys later this evening to see how it sits all day long on this face of mine, and then we'll discuss at that point my final assessment of a first impression. You can't really deeply review a foundation on the first try, but you know, you can get a pretty good idea of what you think. So that's what we'll talk about in a little bit. It's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are? Does anybody remember that? That used to freak me out as a kid. I used to think people were running around snatching people's kids at 10 p.m. Right, let me not get off topic. So, I look dewy, but like, it still looks really good. I'm gonna zoom you guys in. There's a little bit, you know, like I have glasses marks on my nose. I rubbed off part of my nostrils because like I had a boogie. But outside of that, it's sitting nice. Granted, 7 hours isn't like an extremely long length of time, but like that's like a good full day out and about wearing your makeup. So like that's pretty good. I'm gonna zoom in. Let me shut up and zoom in. Like even around the corner of my nose over here, like usually that's where things start to break up the most. It definitely looks dewy, but like not greasy. Even around here where I didn't use any powder. So overall, I think I actually like this foundation more than I was expecting to, and I also really like the powder. So let's touch on the foundation first. It is a little lighter coverage than I normally wear when I wear a full face of makeup. For days where I want to go for a slightly more natural look, maybe not natural, maybe snatchral, you know what I mean? Like snatch natural. I think Brad Mondo came up with that. Did he invent that? But for days like that where I don't want heavy foundation on, but I do want to look a little little bit put together. I want to look polished, but I don't want to look like I'm completely beat. Is it going to be my holy grail everyday foundation? Probably not, but I do like it and I will continue to use it. However, I'm not sure yet. But this powder might become my holy grail everyday powder. I'm sorry, Hourglass. I don't want to hurt your feelings. You're looking at me sideways over there. Time will tell. I don't know just yet. But so far, I really like the powder. Like a lot. My under eyes, they didn't move today. And it's humid out too. It's like real gross out there. By the way, it's still thundering outside for those keeping track. It's been 7 hours. From what I've read, this foundation is like kind of the opposite of the Urban Decay one. From what I understand, the Urban Decay one is a natural matte finish, where this is a natural dewy finish. And I think the Urban Decay one is meant to be a lot heavier. So it'll be interesting to see them compared back to back once I get the Urban Decay one. And I am excited to try that. I mean, you know what? If foundation is what's up right now, then whatever, I'm on board. I'm going to go very, very cautiously remove this makeup around my precious lash extensions. I will talk to you guys soon. I hope you found this helpful, and cue the outro. That's all for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you found this helpful. I hope you found the wear test helpful. Let me know down below, have you tried this foundation yet? Are you interested in trying this foundation yet? Do you prefer a higher coverage foundation or something along the lines of a medium to lighter coverage like this? Let me know. I want to know what you guys think. Please don't forget to leave a like on this video if you don't mind taking a second to do that, because like I said, it is very helpful to me and I appreciate it. Oh, do I ever appreciate it. And if you are new here, do not forget to subscribe, because if you forget, you're gonna regret it. You know what, maybe you won't regret it, or maybe you will, but why take the chance? If you would like to keep up with me between these videos, then please go ahead and find me on Instagram. I am at Miss Quinface over there. I post all sorts of fun stuff, lip art, more creative makeup looks. We do behind the scenes on my stories. We run polls. It's a good old time, and I would love to have you there for that too. I think I have run out of things to say. So thank you so much for watching. As always, I appreciate each and every one of you, and I will see you in the next one.